Welcome back to more of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. We got our second Esper last time, but now I actually want to cover a couple of things in the Stillshrine. So, there is a rare game. That rare game I was talking about before with the, that enemy I was talking about before that summons undead. Turns out it's in this room, and it's a rare game. Well, rather the next room. And it only shows up if you spend 30 minutes in the Stillshrine of Miriam. Now, I've left the game on for 30 minutes in front of the save point, so I hope that counts. Because it's supposed to appear, like, right in front of this statue here. Oh, you have to beat the Dark Mare, I think. Dark Mare is down, but while I'm here, there is apparently a secret passage in this dungeon as well. I think it's like around this area somewhere. You need to stand in front of a certain wall. Yeah, it's here. Yep, there's an invisible wall. So I don't know how you'd know that, but I just found that randomly searching on the Final Fantasy wiki, because there's also a rare game in here, although also I need to Libra. I'm going to switch out somebody and put someone in who has Libra. Because there's a series of traps up here that I believe are unavoidable unless you use floats. So I do have some float motes. I could go for that. Yeah, all of this area is not marked on the map at all. I don't think there's even a candle for this place. I do know there's a hidden area of the dungeon that you access via a special... Well, yeah, the trap was right at the start of this room, and because everyone's targeting each other, I can't swap anybody out. Oh, okay, so, also, I can't really, do this to show what these things are, but, Matriarch Bomb is a rare game, and the things around it are called oilings. For some reason, dungeons like to have, I wonder if Berserk's gonna actually work to our favor here. Yeah, they're gonna oil us and they're gonna cast fire, which is kind of bad, but, they love putting rare flan, like, variants of flan in secret areas of these temples. Okay, Pinello's down. Are we both? Yeah, we're both still Berserk. I guess now we're showing off the sheer power of Berserk, though. Well, there goes Barsh.
Yeah.
Does mean you won't focus on, like, healing or anything, but I guess Ash could try and cure Vahn's Berserk? She's not using Esuna. Can Esuna even remove that? Because I know that in some contexts it's considered a positive effect. No, that doesn't cure Berserk. What does? Full remedy, law remedy? No? I guess we just have to wait for it to wear off then. Or just take him out of the party because, you know, we're no longer controlling him. There's a trap there. Yellow liquid handkerchief. Can I just take out two of my people and... Yeah, shell shield. So that chest right there, which also has a pretty good view of the sword, is guaranteed to contain a shell shield in Zodiac Age. So now I think we should have two of those. And that's good, because Barsh and Balthier can both use them. In fact, I think I'll actually give that to Balthier. Permanent shell is nice, although it does reduce the chances of, like, lure working. I guess I'll bring in my elemental casters to deal with these guys. So yeah, when it comes to maxing out the bestiary for one of the Sky Pirate's Den achievements, this is where, that gets pretty tricky. Because there are some enemies that only appear in secret areas, as well as some rare game that only appear in secret areas, or via really bizarre methods, such as the other rare game that I'm hopefully gonna try and show. Wow, there are oilings everywhere. I'm probably gonna get the bestiary, the full bestiary entry for these things. Yellow liquid, though, is pretty good for... Whoa, yep, there's a lot of these things here. Don't think I really have any fire shields, either. I almost wonder if Thundara is actually going to do more to these things. Of course, when you have shell on, these things don't actually hit very hard. And another level up. Now with that, I'm going to try and head back and, well, there's another one, and see if that other rare game spawns. Well, that's a lot of... Okay, so now would be a good opportunity to try out Thundara on them with the staff and see if it actually does more. It does about double. So, yeah, elemental weaknesses aren't the be-all and end-all. Equipment and just higher-tier magic is certainly more effective in some circumstances. So, weakness-targeting gambits aren't always the most effective thing in the world. In fact, because of that, I'm going to go ahead and set Ash's, like, set Thundara higher up in her list of gambits. In fact, Aqua's kind of showing its age at this point. Well, I forget how long it is until we get Aquagar. You'll definitely notice here, Balthia's blocking attacks far... Wow, there's a lot of these things. He's blocking attacks a lot less. Because the Shell Shield is not great in terms of evasion, it's more meant for the shell effect. Okay, we're finally out of there. I think I'm actually going to manually order a Curaga here, just to... That sounds like I'm ordering food or something. Wow, that is cheap with the Sage's Ring and all of those, like, magic, cost reduction arguments. So hopefully it should be showing up. There it is! This thing here, Negelmer. This is the source of a grinding exploit. In fact, I'm gonna... Wait, no, does Fran have Libra on? I don't think this thing's Librable anyway. But, it summons undead, and if you... With this necromancy skill. Okay, yeah, why is Ash using Fire on this? Maybe it's because it's... Yeah, no, let's change that to Thunder. Rah. Because if you set your gambits to foe HP less than 3000 attack, then you'll only attack the undead it spawns, not the Negelmer itself. And via that, plus gambits to keep you healthy, and other things, you can just leave the game on overnight and just endlessly farm these things. It's one of the most well-known grinding spots in the game. But I mostly just wanted to summon it just to fight it and get it in my bestiary. And yes, if you haven't realized, that is the one that spawns when you've spent a total of 30 minutes in the shrine, which I probably would have after I beat Matthias. Oh, I thought we were getting a cutscene, but yeah, I decided to save and end my recording session immediately when I probably could have fought that thing. But well, I've done it now. And now, before we teleport back to Mount Bur-Omisace, unless a strong mist prevents... No, it doesn't. Okay. I think I'm gonna spend some LP and think about who I give Matthias to, which is what I probably should do first. So, Matthias's spot on the board there is gonna give Shikari access to Giltos. It gives Bushi access to nothing. Machinist, where is, yeah, Machinist gets nothing. Knight, however, gets Curaga, Regen, Cleanse, and Esuna. Knight is generally the class that's often considered the best one to give Matthias to. So yeah, Red Battlemate gets nothing. Archer gets nothing. Ulan gets 2 magic laws. Not really sure why you'd want that. Black Mage gets Hand Bombs 3. White Mage gets nothing. Time Battle Mage gets increased HP. So Knight is definitely the best choice for this. So the question is, though, Balthier or Barsh? Who do I want Curaga and... Because this is actually kind of cool, because I have 2 Knights, but I can make them different, because only one of them can get the Esper. Because I know there's some other white magic that Knight can get. These ones here, Bravery and Courage, as well as Faith. So basically, one of my Knights will be more of a healer and the other will be a buffer if I decide to go for the Esper on the other Knight. You know, since Barsh is more of a tank, I kind of like the idea of him having regen, while Balthier, I feel like, makes a bit more sense using offensive buffs. Okay, before I do this, though, I have to first get an extra Gambit slot, and then I can take this. I'm not sure Barsh would like to be associated with an Esper called the Corrupt, who's literally based on an evil emperor, but, you know, I mean, it's from one of Wraithwall's shrines. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. So, let's get Curaga and regen on Barsh, which is going to require me to change around a few Gambits, and while I'm here, I guess I can get some... he doesn't have a ton of, Well, now that I have some magic on Barsh, he probably needs that, somewhat. And now the less interesting, license-related stuff. However, I can actually pick up Ninja Swords 1 on Varn, finally. And I'm probably going to need better shields eventually. Well, I'll take better, light armor, too. And for Balthier, I think I will actually focus a little bit more on Knight here. Because I could take some better sword licenses. And I suppose a Battle Law wouldn't... Actually, I probably would like better heavy armor, though. And better accessories, I guess. Okay, Shadowheart over there is blocking off a big HP license, so I may as well proceed towards that with Fran before I actually go for her level 3 quickening. And there's the shield that kind of sucks. Literally, it sucks out your HP with the sap status. Alright, I was going for this so I could get the, extra staff licenses, so I can use that glacial staff. I guess Remedy Lore. These Gambit slots are getting pretty expensive, but I guess Penelo, being a magic user, could afford to take some of those. And now Barsh can exchange that for this, although I don't know how much he's actually going to be healing because of, I was going to put an ally Barsh Berserk Gambit on, Penelo, and then I realized that Barsh has magic now, so maybe Berserking him is not a good idea. Berserking Varn, though, could work. The problem with these is they don't give as much evasion as katanas do, but this one does have a chance of blind on every hit, which is nice. Nice peaceful music where nothing could possibly go wrong once we head back to the mountain. Oh, sweet, merciful... You will probably notice at this point, why I went over there and the story didn't advance, and, what I've been forgetting. It's like the fantasy equivalent of, going grocery shopping and then forgetting the one thing you actually went to the shops to buy. I forgot something kind of important here. Actually getting that MacGuffin sword we came here for would probably be a good thing to do. Oh well, at least we got to level up out of that. Well, that looks pretty impressive. Well, she does have no sword licenses.
You should try it on the Dawn Shard. See if it can destroy Nethicite or not.
What?
He just may be onto something. The Dawn Shard's no use to us, after all.
The stone bleeds mist.
It has been roused. It fears the sword. The stone is quiet.
This is the sword, the Nethicite destroyer.
Should it find its mark?
Vaughn! Tell me, did you see him again?
I didn't. Not a thing. Not even my brother. Not anything.
I like that. Volthea knows that Ash missed on purpose. But we actually have the Sword of Kings now, and this is an interesting weapon. The Sword of Kings is a two-handed sword that can be used by anyone, regardless of licenses, as you can see by the fact that it's got an open circle on all 6 party members. So yeah, no sword licenses on Ash, and she can use it. It's a pretty average sword for this point in the game, but the fact that it can be used by everyone is interesting. Also, hilariously, you can steal another one in trial mode off of, like, a random boss that has no connection to this shrine, I think. It's just like... yeah, I'm not going to be taking anything... I'm not going to be playing trial mode until I finish the main game, but... yeah, apparently you can get some pretty dumb stuff out of trial mode long before you can get it during the main story, so I don't recommend that anyone who's experiencing this game for the first time play trial mode before beating the story. It just seems kind of dumb that you can get like, hey, I got an extra Sword of Kings. Yeah. Yeah, so this happens when you properly do the story.
Empire's debts grow legion.
There.
Smoke.
What could it mean?
It means that Mount Bur-Omisace is under attack just like they said would never happen. And I wasted 2 teleport stones because I had to go there and back earlier. This music actually kind of fits for this point in the game now. I really like it. It's either called, like, Seeking Power or Lust for Power is the track name of the Paramina Rift song. So, we're here and nobody else is. Now, the guy who has that hunt for the Coeurl is gone at this point. He's not gone forever though, so don't worry. Wow, 12 vials of yellow liquid that all sells for a ton. Anything new out of that? Ranger's crossbow. Oh, Quiver of Bolts cut long. We already have those bolts. Magic Shards. Aquara mode. Okay. Huntsman's Crossbow. Quiver of Needle-Thin Bolts. Okay. Stone Bolts. I may as well buy this just to get it out of there, but yeah, we already have long bolts. Stone bolts, unfortunately, don't inflict stone, but they can inflict disable, which is very, very powerful. I have Penelo on her buffing set, because I think we're going to be needing to set up buffs soon. As much as we knew this was inevitable, it still really hurts to see this peaceful place with refugees attacked like this. I knew it was coming, but... but why are they attacking this place? They don't have a lot to gain by, like, politically. I have a suspicion as to who they were here for. Well, they did say they were going to get Larsa, but I think there's a little more to it than that. And yes, a judge was leading them. I think you know what that means. You know, the fact they're still at the temple is exactly why we can't leave. Oh, that's a lot of injured. Oh, yes. His Grace Anastasis is hoping to reason with someone who just attacked this place and killed a whole lot of refugees. Yeah, that's gonna end extremely well, yeah. But and a monster, huh? Well, remember how they said his strength was inhuman in that cutscene? I think I know which judge we may be facing here. And I have Penelo here because I want to hopefully get her to make up for missing out on the victory screen in the last fight. I want to give her a bit of another chance.
Ah, our vagrant princess. Swift has your lust for revenge led you to the Sword of Kings. You will surrender it to me. Too late, and to their sorrow do those who misplace their trust in gods learn their fate.
There it is again.
Fran, I don't like the look of that.
This mist. He holds a stone. It controls him as it did Miern.
No, the power of manufactured nethicite is the power of man. A weapon forged by his wisdom who would challenge the gods themselves. A fitting blade for a true dynast king. Wraithwall did but pretend the title, a cur begging nethicite scraps from his master's table. Hark! Evilise hails her true dynast king, Vain Solidor. He shall defy the will of the gods and see the reins of history back in the hands of man. His time is nigh! The new Evilise holds no place for the name Downmasker. The stain of Wraithwall's blood shall be washed clean from history's weave.
Here we go, and he actually does have help. Water Spout, which, according to a speedrun I watched once, is apparently called Aqua Hurricane in Japanese. Okay, you know what? We're all targeted, that's a problem. I kind of want to use some AoE attack, although does Barsh have Traveler? No. Does Balthier have Traveler? He does. I don't know how much this is going to do, but it's at least an AoE attack. Oh, not bad, actually. Like about 1,500 damage. Oh, great, Bergan's here. Water Spout, I think, is actually a physical attack, too, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I can go for... I'm not used to my white magic list being this small. I don't know if Barsh will get... Nope, he did not get Curaga in on time. Now I was going for Berserking an enemy, but I'd rather actually raise Balthier because, Judge Bergan, speaking of Berserk, in the Japanese version, specifically the original Japanese version, as in, like, the first release of the Japanese PS2 version, Bergan was a magic user, but in the Western release of the original game, he became a physical attacker. And honestly, that fits him better, and subsequent Japanese releases, such as International Zodiac Job System, kept the Western change of him being a physical attacker. So, it's just kind of interesting the way that works out. They just thought, you know what, it made no sense for him to be a magic user. Okay, yeah, I want to take out his minions before I focus on Judge Bergan himself. Uh-oh. Penelo, don't berserk him, please. Good thing you can change gambits in the middle of a fight. This music is still pretty great, though. I was gonna have Balthier here because, yeah, fighting the judges with the knights would be cool. But you know what? I'm gonna switch Varn in and see if I can just get a bit of berserk action on this guy. Okay, so here's something kind of annoying. I don't want to fight Bergan here because I want to head back here because, it's brighter. Come on, Bergan, get over here, please. Oh, well, I guess they're going over there. Did Bergan just get... Okay, he got blinded. He's still protected and shelled, though, so I'm going to go ahead and dispel those buffs, not with time magic, with white magic. Dispel that. He's not really that bad, in all honesty. I guess Barsh can eye drops himself. I probably have... I've got not quite billions of those, but I've got a few. I don't think that... No, the block wasn't like the dispel or something. Not quickening. Let's show off the new power we acquired. And I guess I can show off. So Matthias has Cura, Blizzara, Flash Freeze, and Frost Wave. And I think that's pretty much all he has at the moment. He usually likes to use Flash Freeze, which does quite a bit, but you know what? Let's finish him with Frost Wave. Its action time is pretty much instantaneous, which is useful. Though obviously, you don't want to open with this normally, like I accidentally did in in the Vossler fight, because it desummons the Esper. I remember this animation now. Oh yeah, the Trident just going through the water like this. Yeah, this is... I like how the animations of the Esper super moves are actually different to, in their boss fights. Oh, nice dramatic music fade out there.
He set his very bones about with manufactured nethersite. The Grand Kiltius?
Wait, what about Larsa?
Gone. Spirited away by Judge Bergan.
I was wondering where you were.
You okay?
So he was here. As for our young lordling, he went along. to avoid trouble, you see, but Judge Bergan had other ideas. He flew into a rage and I was left to fend for myself. Please, Princess, you must permit me to take you back with me to Rosaria.
So that you can protect me?
I would lay down my life, at a single word to be sure, but I harbor no mongering delusions of valiant grandeur. Vayne has our war pavilion jumping at shadows. They favor a preemptive strike, but you will convince them otherwise. You will see that they do not start this war.
This I cannot do. Forgive me, but my errand here is not yet done. I must wield the Sword of Kings, and with it bring an end to the Dusk Shard.
This stone, do you even know what it is?
I can venture a guess. The Draclaw Laboratory in Arcades. The Empire's weapons research begins and ends there. How soon do we leave?
At once. As for matters in Rosaria, I bid you luck.
So you would leave each to fend for his own. Let us hope that you are not disappointed. Ah, that's right. Larsa left a message. The differences between our two lands will fade before the shared dream of men. My leave, I take.